Hey everyone, we're here today in the Indiana subdivision, and we're going to talk a little bit about the power supply for the railroad, what actually makes this thing run. So all the components that make the railroad run are contained in this rolling cabinet here that I just built out of 1/2-inch plywood. We'll start on the second row down. Everything is powered by a power strip here. This one switch, the red lighted switch, turns everything on. One switch on, everything comes on, track powers automatically comes on, and the railroad's ready to run with just one switch. Powering the command station is a Digitrax PS 2012. Power supply will put out up to, I believe, 12 amps of power, whereas my little railroad here doesn't need nearly that much. The main command station is a Digitrax DS200. This is a vintage command station from 1999 is when I purchased it, and still works, knock on wood, still works fine. Next to it is a booster, a DB200 plus 8 amp booster that is not currently used. I was used on the old railroad in LaGrange Park, but if I ever need it, I made a home for it, so it's just kind of sitting there. The command station will put out up to 8 amps of power, which is way too much for my little railroad here, unlike on the old railroad in LaGrange Park. So everything is powered by these two components here. Again, both of these are 25 years plus old and running fine. Going up to the component shelf here, the UR91 receiver. This is for the radio receiver for the Digitrax simplex throttles. I have one left that's working. Other than that, there's really no use for it once the Digitrax throttle does eventually die on me. Next to that is a local buffer USB. This is the interface for my laptop computer, which interfaces the GMRI software for programming decoders. The computer is connected via a network plug here that pulls out and goes on the shelf above, and we'll show that in a second. The green components here are PSX AR power district managers. This is a set of 4. Currently I'm just using 2. The 2 left ones are powering the railroad. The first one is powering the Illinois subdivision. The second one is powering the Indiana subdivision. The other 2 aren't wired into anything right now for future expansion, if more likely there won't be. But I have the ability to add 2 additional sections. These are circuit breakers so that in case something derails in one of the subdivisions, it doesn't shut down the entire railroad. And the last component here is a PTB 100, I believe, is a Soundtrax device used to assist in programming sound-equipped decoders. Some sound-equipped decoders are very difficult to program if they don't have this power booster, and this just adds more power to the programming track. And speaking of the programming track, this little folding wing section over here is my track cleaning / programming track. What I do here when I do have to program locomotives, which is very infrequently, is I take the switch here, switch it to program, and it automatically disconnects it from the railroad and keeps it as a separate standalone programming track. When I'm cleaning the locomotive wheels, we just click it back to clean, and then I'll take a cloth and usually just put some kerosene on it and run the locomotive back and forth. At the end here is a little holder for the throttle to keep it handy. Again, this is my lone Digitrax UT4 simplex throttle. Again, this is probably going to crap out soon, but we'll go use eventually Wi-Fi throttles. On the top shelf here are a couple of old cell phones that I use for as throttles, and this pull-out sliding table holds the laptop normally when I do have it here on the railroad. And the entire box rolls underneath the railroad. Once we fold the program track down, rolls underneath the railroad and gets out of the way. So that's what powers the Rockville Western Railroad. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.